goodness. Oh.
Pow, right in the kitchen.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh.
Man, that's too easy.
Prdelku říkáš. Ty mi můžeš prdelku akorát. Ty vole,
I am going to pick her up.
Oh. Oh boy. Oh, girlie. Why even bother trying? Oh no. Oh no. Fastest woman in South Africa versus rugby players.
Tiel van Rensburg, heel agter met die blou broekie. Hy lyk of hy op pad is na
Oh
swembad.
boy.
Jannie Klassen is daar. Dion Oosthuys en
It's gonna be embarrassing.
Finaal. En dis Dion Oosthuys en Jannie Klassen.
Oh hey! She did a lot better than I thought. She still lost, but wow. Go girl. Today we're going to be watching men versus women in sports. Just remember, it's not about whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. But the game was over before it even started. Oh no. Oh. 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 Oh no. Oh goodness. It's like toying with a child. Oh.
I try to keep that grip strong, but I gotta choke one of these hate boats out.
In the Czech Republic called Red Face. In the bout, the heavy fighter Lucy Kotlarova was facing Regina Labahova in an open weight class fight. Within 20 seconds, Lucy Kotlarova started to gas out, and while throwing a punch, she knocked herself down.
Boys netball team is allowed to compete against an all-girls team for the state title. Now, the all-boys team wins every match, running up huge score lines, including a 30-goal victory in the grand final. All the while, parents watch on. They're angry, but they're powerless from the sidelines. Now, it all sounds like a bit of fiction, doesn't it? A Hollywood movie. That's exactly what happened at the Queensland netball titles earlier this week, where the all-male Queensland Suns blitzed their all-female competitors to be crowned the Queensland under-18 state champions. Now, it's been labelled crazy and unfair, but Netball Queensland is refusing to apologise. For her reaction, I want to bring co-founder of Save Women's Sport Australasia, Catherine Deeves. Catherine, you may have been a netballer in your day. I was. I played mixed netball, but I don't know if I'd like to be in a team of women going up against a team of athletic men. Who in their right mind thought this was okay?
Well, look, I was a field hockey player, but what I'd like to say is that when Netball Australia says this is all about inclusion, who's being included here? Because it's certainly not the women and girls. They're being expected to yet again sacrifice their sports to make sure that men and boys feel included and men and boys feel good about themselves. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous, and I'm not surprised that the parents are absolutely furious about this, and I am sure that if the girls were asked privately, they would also be very unhappy with what's happening.
Yeah, you're referring to a statement by the Netball Queensland CEO, Catherine Clark. I'll put it up on the screen for people. She said that we stand by the decision to choose inclusion over exclusion. Let's judge the decision in 12 months' time and see how many boys and men's team we have. Because if we can't, you can't be it if you, you can't see it if you can't be it. Now,
everyone should have the right to participate in any sport they choose, and it doesn't matter what you with.
There is no boys' tournament due to low player numbers, so the team was placed in the girls' competition.
This was just an opportunity and a platform for the men and boys to continue to grow and love and explore and experience our game.
We just want to create a space where boys can play netball and sort of change that landscape.
Unified on court, but a different attitude among the crowd.
These are for girls only.
The Queensland Suns all-boys team, the new under-18 state champions, beating Bond University's Bull Sharks, an all-female side.
One of my former teammates, Matt Geyer, his daughter actually played against that male team. They had no chance. Like the males were just like too fast, too physical. It was just a disadvantage to the girls.
But why would you have a state competition that's predominantly always been women and suddenly bring the blokes in and have the blokes win the grand final 30 goals to the women's team? That doesn't seem fair to me.
No, when we watch women's sports, we want to see the best women and girls that the world has to offer. We don't want to see men and boys taking up space on the netball court or on the podium. And frankly, I'd like to say to these boys, they should have forfeited. I mean, if they wanted to play netball, they should have done what women and girls have always historically done over the years and decades and centuries of fighting for equality, for access to sporting opportunities. And we've gotten out there, we've done the recruiting, we've done the fundraising, we've built our own leagues, and here you have these boys going, oh, I want to be included, so I'm just going to jump on in with the women, and I don't care about their right to fair competition, don't care about their right to safety, I'm just going to play. So yet again, we're seeing male entitlement, a lovely example of it here from Netball Australia.
For a long time in AFL to get a women's league up, I mean, if this sort of decision stands, you'd be putting men into the women's AFL league, even though there is already a men's AFL league, and you're taking the cause of women's sport back by decades. I would have got another issue to an apparent conflicting opinion, but the IOC's Medical and Science Director, Dr. Richard Budgett, has reassured athletes that the guidelines will prioritise both inclusion and the avoidance of harm. How is it possible to do that if you're going to have biological male athletes again compete against women?
Well, you can't. Quite frankly, as I've said, when you have inclusion of men and boys or men and boys with a special self-declared, women and girls lose out. Now, if you look at the principles of sport, fair competition, player safety and welfare and inclusion, you cannot equally balance those. And what the IOC are doing here is they're yet again going to prioritise inclusion, and they're going to put the burden of giving up fair competition and safety on women. So it's completely outrageous. And they should just face up to the fact that they are prioritising the inclusion of males and admit it instead of pretending that they're trying to be fair to everybody, because they're not.
Save Women's Sport co-founder Catherine Deeds, thank you for your time.
So this whole situation is completely ridiculous. It's one thing when women want to compete against men for whatever smash the patriarchy reasons that they have at the time, but it's a whole nother situation when women are forced to compete against men. It's not simply that it's unfair, it's that it's also downright dangerous. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy, who I think is eating treats in the kitchen right now.